Welcome to the Worth It Practice podcast. It's me again, Dr. Leah Kleonsky, and I'm so excited to chat with you today as we head into the very last stretch of 2025, already thinking ahead to 2026. And I thought what I would do today is share with you a way that I've been using ChatGPT lately in order to solve this small problem that I tend to run into a lot near the end of the year. And that problem is completing the little tiny annoying practice tasks that I am not good at. So we all have strengths and weaknesses. And my strength is big picture thinking. I am really good at thinking ahead, creating bigger systems. As entrepreneurs would call it, I'm very much in the visionary role. It's really easy for me to foresee different avenues of growth, to come up with new big ideas, and to strategize in this broader sense. And I absolutely love doing that. When I'm being creative in business, that's when I am really happy. But there's a flip side to that. What I am not good at, small, tiny, little annoying tasks that have all these little fiddly details and I'm not 100% sure what to do. So I tend to avoid tasks like this. They're unpleasant and I realize that they make me a little bit anxious and they're just non-stimulating. They're boring to me. And unfortunately, the end of Q4 has a lot of tasks like this. And they come up throughout the year too, in just general practice ownership. But you know what I truly don't want to do? Review the language in contracts. Yuck. As my 4-year-old son would say, that is yuck. I don't want to do that. You know what else I hate doing? Is figuring out little times to schedule things in with people. Playing that kind of back and forth email game of when should we meet, and I email and then you email and then I email and we kind of go back and forth forever. That kind of task is just really hard for me to get back to. Even small, boring tasks like scheduling a flight, that's something I tend to try to avoid. And the thing is that these tasks are not truly avoidable. You can't avoid them forever. They are central business tasks. You have to do the things you don't like to do. There are things you can outsource, but then there are the things that only you can do. One of the wonderful things about ChatGPT is that I've developed a use for it in these situations, and it's very easy. So this is what I do. I tell ChatGPT, you are my executive assistant. It always helps to give ChatGPT a job. And I'm overwhelmed right now, and I have a bunch of little annoying tasks that need to happen and I want to avoid. Help me organize my to-do list. And then I will just tell ChatGPT all the things that I am trying to avoid, and I'll just list them out. I have to review 3 contracts and make edits to them. And then I need to send an email to my attorney. And then I need to email my accountant about payroll and this specific question. And then I need to schedule flights for this retreat that I'm supposed to go on. And then I need to answer this bookkeeping question. That's an example of the kind of information I'll just give it. And I'll say to it, some of these things are due immediately and some of them are due later, and I'll tell it which ones are more immediate. And then I say, okay, give me a to-do list. And it will do it. Something about just telling it all of that information and having it synthesize it, it tells you, first thing you need to do today is finish those contracts because your attorney needs them. Second thing you need to do is email your attorney. And so you get this whole overwhelm thing broken down into doable tasks. That's when I turn on my hyper focus. All right, I'm just going to look at the contract. Actually, this is almost embarrassing. But I ran into this and I said to ChatGPT, but I really don't want to look at the contract. It's so boring that my eyes want to fall out. Obviously, ChatGPT is not real, so it can't judge you, but it said something encouraging, like this is not your interest, but you're going to feel so much better once you do it. So I just did it. And then you can tell ChatGPT, I did it, cross it off the list, and it will say something like, yay, you did it. And I know it might seem silly to use AI in this way. But I really do find that when my executive functioning abilities are getting depleted, having just something else to put the ideas into that's going to organize it for me is actually very helpful. And the truth is, with all these minor tasks, the thing that's really eating up the time is the avoidance. It's the time I'm spending on Instagram not doing the task. It's the time that I'm spending thinking about how I don't want to do it instead of just getting to that task. It's almost like telling ChatGPT, it's almost like telling another person, and I'm making myself accountable. And then I'm able to see, okay, how do I prioritize these things? And suddenly it's not a mountain, it's a series of small steps that I can climb. So if this is happening to you, if you are at that time of year where you're doing the little bits of your job that you do not like, and you want some way of easily organizing your brain, I highly recommend trying ChatGPT in this way and seeing how you feel about it. It's really replaced my old strategy, which used to be me just thinking these things in my head and then writing a Post-it note with my top 5 and crossing them off. Now it's easier. I just verbally vomit all the ideas in, and then it basically comes up with that Post-it note for me. It's just easier for me to accomplish those tasks. So we can learn anything. If you have even a better strategy than this, I would love to learn it. But I do enjoy finding new ways of integrating the technology we already have in ways that are still ethical and HIPAA compliant. I obviously would never list a bunch of client names and say that I need to write notes about those clients into ChatGPT. Whatever you can do to take down the tasks that are not really in your zone of genius so you can focus back to the creative outlet, do what you need to, because being a business owner is not easy. There's a reason why not everyone is doing this. And I think a lot of it is the fact that we have to do the boring, annoying things that not everybody wants to do. And we have to do them whether we want to or not, whether we're tired or not, whether we feel like it or not. It's something I actually always feel a little proud of myself for when I do the things I don't want to do. I hope you feel proud of yourself too when that happens. So I hope you have an absolutely wonderful New Year's Eve. I am excited to see you back in 2026, re-energized, well-rested, and willing to build the business that feels worth it to you. And so thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the new year.